I now give the floor to Mr. Tayé-Brook Zerihoun. You have the floor, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the Security Council. As you know, today's Great Return March near the Gaza fence has unfortunately resulted in violence. Based on the information at our disposal, around 30,000 people participated in and around the march at various locations in Gaza. Soon after the demonstration started, the situation deteriorated in several locations. Late afternoon local time, the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza confirmed that at least 15 Palestinians had been killed and more than 1,000 had been injured, including by tear gas suffocation. Several of the casualties were reportedly the result of live ammunition used by the Israeli security forces during the march, but also following armed clashes between Palestinians and Israeli security forces, including the shelling of a Hamas observation point. Reports indicate that most of the demonstrators stayed well away from the border fence Special Coordinator Mladenov noted the developing Palestinian plans for today's march and called on all to exercise restraint and to take the necessary steps to avoid violent escalation. In statements to the media, he reiterated these calls and emphasized the need to ensure that civilians, and particularly children, should not be put in harm's way. ANSCO has also engaged with the Israeli Defense Forces and Palestinian factions, particularly in Gaza, to reinforce the same messages. In order to ensure the safety and security of UN personnel, the UN Department of Safety and Security issued repeated security advisories to all staff. Throughout the day, ANSCO has been in contact with both Palestinian and Israeli security forces and will continue to do so as more demonstrations are expected throughout the next 6 weeks. There is fear that the situation might deteriorate in the coming days. We will continue to underline that it is imperative that civilians, in particular children, not be targeted painful reminder of the consequences of a missing peace between Israel and Palestine and the need to step up our efforts in support of a peaceful resolution of the conflict. As the Secretary General and the Special Coordinator have repeatedly reminded the Security Council, the UN strongly urges Palestinians, Israelis, and the international community to take concrete measures that will reverse the current course of the conflict and advance the goal of a just and sustainable peace based on the two-state solution. I thank you, Mr. President.